The early morning air was crisp. Brian Thompson, CEO of United Health, strode towards the Hilton. He was due at an investor event. No security detail, just a powerful man on his usual route. A lone figure emerged from the shadows. A gunshot echoed through the empty streets. Thompson crumpled to the ground. The assailant vanished. The city that never sleeps was jolted awake. Sirens wailed. Police flooded the area. A high-profile assassination. The victim, a titan of industry. The suspect, a ghost. News of the assassination spread like wildfire. Fear gripped the city. Who was this brazen killer? What was their motive? The police had few leads. A grainy security camera image, a witness who heard the shot, and a city on high alert. The NYPD launched a full-scale investigation. Every available officer was on the case. They combed through evidence. They interviewed witnesses. They chased down every lead. The pressure was on. The investigation led them to an Upper West Side hostel. The suspect had stayed there. He was nondescript. He wore a mask even while eating. A chilling detail emerged. While flirting with the front desk worker, he briefly removed his mask. A glimpse of his face. A vital clue. The police released the image from the hostel. They hoped someone would recognize him. Tips poured in. The manhunt intensified. The killer had made a mistake. He had shown his face. The killer had planned his escape. He fled the scene on a bicycle. He rode through the darkness of Central Park. He blended in with the early morning joggers. He disappeared into the vast expanse of the park. He emerged from the park on the Upper West Side. He boarded a Greyhound bus. His destination, Atlanta. He was leaving the city behind, but he couldn't outrun the ghosts of his crime. Deep in Central Park, a discovery. A gray backpack, possibly a Peak Design brand, discarded near the suspect's escape route. Inside, a treasure trove of clues. Monopoly money, a jacket, items that defied explanation. The backpack and its contents were sent for forensic testing. Every fiber, every fingerprint, scrutinized. The police hoped to find a link, a connection to the killer. The clock was ticking. Section 6. The Dragnet Closes In. The NYPD wasn't working alone. The FBI joined the manhunt. They brought their resources and expertise. The investigation went nationwide. They were closing in on the suspect. His escape was unraveling. The pressure mounted. The media frenzy intensified. The public demanded answers. The police and the FBI worked tirelessly. They were determined to bring the killer to justice. Section 7. A game of Monopoly. The Monopoly money found in the backpack was a strange clue. Was it a taunt, a message, or just a random item? The detectives pondered its significance. They analyzed the bills, they looked for fingerprints, they hoped to find a connection, a clue that would lead them to the killer. The game was afoot. Section 8. The jacket's secrets. The jacket held its own mysteries. It was a simple, nondescript garment. But it could be the key. The police examined it carefully. They tested it for DNA. They searched for fibers. They hoped to find a link to the killer, a connection that would crack the case wide open. Section 9. Justice is coming. Days turned into nights. The investigation continued non-stop. The police and the FBI followed every lead. They were relentless in their pursuit. Then a break. They identified the suspect. Mayor Eric Adams addressed the city. "We know who you are," he said, addressing the fugitive. "The net is tightening. The manhunt was far from over. But one thing was certain, justice was coming."